This is City 7 News, and here are the headlines at this hour. More staff deployed at Dubai Airport to cope with crisis. Prado VX recalled from UAE market. And island issue continues to affect UAE-Iran relations, says Minister. Dubai Airport today clarified how the world's sixth largest airport has been affected by Iceland's volcanic ash cloud. Officials say they have deployed extra staff to support additional flight services to European destinations if and when airspace openings are confirmed.
We're now approaching a week after the eruption of one of Iceland's volcanoes. This eruption has caused flight cancellations across Europe and much of the world. We're here at Dubai Airport, where the situation seems pretty well handled. Lauren Riley, head of corporate communications at Dubai Airport, gives us an update.
Since Thursdays, when we noticed the disruptions, there's been about 500 canceled flights. And it's led to the stranding of, and I use that term loosely because it's been a very comfortable stranding, of about 6,000 passengers, at least in Dubai. And the numbers we've seen across the UAE is over 7,000. We're the sixth largest international airport in terms of international passenger traffic. So we're a major hub here. We've seen a lot quieter operation and less impact than I think you've seen in Europe, where operations are locked down. Now, today, the operation continues to be, it's a very fluid situation and a difficult one in that the airlines are relying on the airspace to open. And now, airspace opening is dictated by the Civil Aviation Authority in those countries.
Although contingency plans are in place at Dubai Airport, airlines can escape the bottom line. The Dubai carrier Emirates Airline reported today that it has incurred a loss of approximately $60 million thus far. The volcanic ash cloud has also grounded about 20% of its fleet and some 2,000 tons of cargo. So what should passengers do if the restrictions on airspace continue?
The best advice we could give passengers right now is to, first of all, do not go to the airport until A, you've confirmed that your flight is operating, B, you've confirmed that you are indeed on that flight. And the airlines are reaching out to their customers as flights come into service, if and as they come into service. But they're also advising passengers to go to their websites, and the websites are being regularly updated and are usually the best source of information. So don't just run to the airport based on speculation. Firm that up. You'll be doing yourself a favor.
As governments and airlines are carrying out test flights, each passing day seems to bring a new, anxious waiting game. Europe-bound passengers can only hope there's a change in wind and no other major volcanic explosions. June Lee, City 7 News.
Meanwhile, UAE Airlines say they're continuing to monitor the situation. The priority, they say, is to get stranded passengers towards their destinations by rerouting flights. Car manufacturer Toyota's woes continue as the sales of its 2010 Toyota VX and VXL models have been temporarily suspended in the UAE due to concerns regarding the response time of its vehicle stability control. This follows last week's cancellation of sales of the Lexus GX 460 model for the same reason. Al Futtaim Motors, who own the franchise for Toyota in the UAE, have said that the remedy for all three models will involve reprogramming one of the vehicle's control units. This procedure is currently under development and affected customers will be updated on its progress. Other versions of the 2010 models of Prado are not affected. The Dubai Roads and Transport Authority anticipates a substantial increase in daily metro passengers when the 7 new stations open on April 30th. Some of the stations, such as Ibn Battuta, Marina and Dubai Internet City, are expected to alter the demographics of metro users.
The launch of the new metro stations will bring an influx of travelers, raising the number of users from 70,000 to 140,000 per day.
Currently, the ridership for the metro is around 80,000 per day, and we envision by opening the additional stations by end of April or by the completion of the red line, this number will jump at around 140,000 passengers per day.
The RTA will introduce a new type of metro ticket to expedite the boarding process and accommodate the increase of passengers. The Combi card will allow customers to purchase a credit card that doubles as their metro ticket.
It's like you're carrying your normal bank card or credit card from the bank, okay? But what we will do, we'll embed with the bank, we'll work with the bank and we'll embed the NOL. NOL at the end is a chip, okay? So the current card that you have has a chip inside. This chip will be embedded in the card, so the card will have two things. That's why it's called Combi card. So it will have the credit card and it will have the NOL chip embedded in it. So what you will do, it's the same thing that what you're doing now. It's when you go to the station, you just have to wave the card at the sensor and it deducts.
The RTA will choose one bank to develop the card by July 29th, and it will be up to the selected branch to quickly introduce the Combi card to the market.
Many developed countries offer a combination credit transport payment option, and the Combi card will bring the RTA into line with international transport systems. The RTA is also in talks with Dubai Taxis to offer customers the option of using their credit card to pay for taxi services.
The card will also be used to pay parking meter fees, buses, water taxis, and other RTA services. It is the next step in the development of Dubai public transportation and will further the appeal of traveling by public options. Carmel Diamici, City 7 News.
In other RTA news, NOL cards can now be used to pay parking fees in all paid parking zones in Dubai. The card can be inserted in the slot in the parking machine, which will read the card for the available balance, following which motorists can purchase the ticket. The system has been introduced for motorists who prefer to park their cars and use public transport, including the metro, buses and water transport. Parking for metro users is free only at dedicated areas in Al Rashidiyah and Nakir Harbour and Tower stations. It's time now for a short break. Up next, gearing up for a dance extravaganza. Stay tuned.